Thank you to everybody who reached out and showed support after that first video. There were so many responses. I would love to have gotten back to everybody individually, but that is not possible, so I'm going to do this video instead. First of all, I want to clarify a few things and maybe answer some questions in the process. People who are saying, "Oh, you're such a good person," I really appreciate that, but seriously, I'm not. I'm really not. I think people would be a little afraid of the dark thoughts that sometimes run through my head, especially since the pandemic happened. I essentially check those dark thoughts by doing my best to follow the teachings of Jesus. Regardless of how people feel about that, that is what keeps me in check. That is what makes me try to be a decent, normal human being. And that's what I'll continue to do. Actually, I don't even call myself a Christian because that could mean a racist Christian nationalist, or it could be my grandmother, who was one of the sweetest people in the world. A couple of people asked why I brought up race. People were reaching out to us on our business accounts, on social media, basically demanding that Nigel be fired. They were saying he looked like a racist. In addition to being an abuser, they were saying he looked like a racist. I really would have loved to not be involved in any of this. Like I said, I stay in my lane. I'm not on social media a lot. I go on TikTok after work when I get off at 9 o'clock, and I just look at videos to just decompress, see what's happening with the world. I'm busy trying to make an impact and build community in real life, and that is where I dwell. I never said the pandemic was to blame for Nigel's behavior. I think I was pretty clear when I was talking about how since the pandemic, people are just weird and they're not displaying a sense of humanity. If that doesn't apply to you, if you were perfectly fine during the pandemic, great. I'm so happy for you. That is not all of us. A lot of us are not okay. It's tough out there. You know, everything's more expensive. People are losing their jobs. They're losing their homes. Everybody's tense. And I'm just saying, can you show some compassion? You know, that's what my focus is, showing some compassion. By the way, accountability doesn't always mean fire someone. People can be reprimanded in other ways. I'm just saying a lot of people are not okay since the pandemic. And the fact that people saw the tail end of this video and ended up sending death threats. There were people reaching out to everyone in his contacts, his mother, his fiance, his school, his job, the Marine Corps. That is what I mean by we're not okay. If their response to a video like that is trying to ruin someone's life and their livelihood, yeah, we're not okay. And I'm going to keep saying that. And honestly, a lot of our artists have been saying this for a very long time. One of our artists, Mel, just had an art exhibit where she literally featured just all of her challenges with her mental health. So this is something that we talk about and we do on a regular basis. We have an in-house music therapist. She was in-house, but rent got so expensive she had to leave California. So now she does therapy sessions virtually. I'm a huge proponent in therapy. I'm back in therapy. If people see the founder and CEO going to therapy, then maybe it'll get rid of that stigma and maybe more people will start to go because I think we all need it. Based on a lot of these conversations that I'm seeing, those of you saying that I'm standing up for someone who won't stand up for me, so what's new? This is what I'm used to from a lot of people, from a lot of different sources. I'm not letting people's behavior change who I am and who I'm trying to be at my core. Because if I responded to everyone with equal energy, I definitely wouldn't be okay. My goal is to extend grace to everyone until they show me that they don't deserve it, and then I will act accordingly. Thank you to everyone who appreciated my leadership style as a boss. I really appreciate that. We work really hard to try to come up with innovative ways to do business in general. Again, we're a social enterprise. We are working with artists who've aged out of foster care, the juvenile justice system, children's mental health services, trying to find innovative ways to be an employer. If it's nice out, you want to go take a hike, go take a hike. You know, you can make up the hours. Is it going to work forever? I don't know. This is innovation. We're trying different things. So we'll see. Everyone who asked if we are hiring, unfortunately, we are not hiring. And if any of you have followed the saga with our building, we are actually leaving our headquarters in downtown Long Beach in October. God got us into that building, He'll get us into another one if we're supposed to. And if not, we'll put every single thing in storage, and I'll work on the other 3 companies that we have. Because you remember when I said we're not okay? My thing that I did during the pandemic, I started Green Pines Creative Inc. or Green Pines Media in 2019. And then I started 3 additional companies in 2021 because I'm not okay. Yeah, don't ever do that. I don't ever recommend you do that. If we do get the new building that we are looking into, then we will definitely be hiring, probably at the end of the year or early next year. I'm not sure yet, but you can follow us on Instagram, at thegpc.space, because that's where, most of the business stuff is related to the space. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that, because we work hard to be really different. I've been in instances where we had bosses who were micromanaging and being terrible, and I never wanted to do that. So will we last? Who knows? It's business, you never know. A lot of people were asking about, our community, what it was like. If you live in Southern California, or if you're going to be in the Southern California area in September and October, we are going to start doing some creative nights every Friday night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's free entry, just like we did when our in-house teen band was playing live jazz. There might be vendors selling, food and beverages and stuff. But if you want to see what our community is like and what things are like, you are more than welcome to come out Friday night starting the first week of September. I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's September 6th or something. I'll put a post up. If you're a hater though, yeah, don't come out. Please don't come out. You can stay where you are. To everybody who reached out and said be careful of people who are displaying that type of behavior that's aggressive, thank you for sharing your stories. But for the people who reached out demanding that we fire him or else our business would suffer, one instance does not constitute an abusive person. But please do me a favor. Look up something like characteristics of abusers, or characteristics of domestic violence, or something like that. Because your opinion, I appreciate it, but your opinion does not erase the 15 years experience that I have as a social worker working with victims and survivors of domestic violence, and the fact that some of you fixed your fingers to demand that I fire one of my staff members, and then basically said, if you don't, we're going to destroy your business. Oh, you're trying to stand up for a woman that you believe was harassed and intimidated by harassing and intimidating a woman? By the way, for those of you asking how you can help, you can of course buy merch to support the artists. But can I be honest and say, I'm a little tired of commercialism and just buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff. I'm trying to figure out a way that you guys can support and maybe somehow get involved with our community, whether it's the music or the art or the exhibits or something like that. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But I'll work on that, and maybe the weekend I'll post, if you want to actually experience our community, maybe give you some options to be able to do that. But that is it. It's late. I work a lot, okay? I'm really, really busy, so I know a lot of you guys are curious and you're sending comments. I don't always respond immediately because, I'm tired. I work until 9. I'm running way more companies than I should be running because, again, I'm not okay either. Have a good night.